Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Fable, and today I will be playing March, Big Inky Blob Man, who is here. And with me today is the lovely, the talented, the amazing.
Amp, I am playing with the lovely and talented and amazing and brilliant people, and I'll be playing the how do I put this? Holds up, Nour arson. I'm playing the
Matchstick.
fire now. I'm playing
Matchstick.
the matchstick.
He's a walking, talking matchstick.
He is though. He is,
So I don't.
and
Ooh, no, you go ahead.
and I think we both were actually about to say the same thing, which was neither of us know what the hell we're gonna do for this FPS.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, like, I don't know what time you wanted this to happen. I kind of imagine it happening either. Honestly, this could happen really any time during the day, since there really hasn't been a schedule sort of thing made up for the in Dreamer's Crest yet,
E-
for whatever's happening. But I imagine this is one of those empty days that neither of them are doing anything.
Yeah, and it's like one of those days where Nora's actually like in Dreamer's Crest and not out like traveling or something. Cause it is pretty in and out of the town. He's not like staying there permanent.
Yeah. March has been staying there, but he has not been sleeping in the provided rooms that were given to them by Teodosi. He's been sleeping, or I shouldn't say that. He actually has been using the rooms. He has not been using the bed. But that's neither here nor there for this FPS. Today, I guess Nora, you've come back to Dreamer's Crest to see what's up, and uh, I imagine the town is still pretty empty. But March has made himself a spot in front of the water fountain, and is just he's just it looks like he's meditating.
Nora kind of like blinks at that, and he looks around first, see if there's anything else that's interesting. Like maybe there's something to set on fire. Maybe there's like something he can, like food, like cookies he can like take while no one's looking. But no, everything's like pretty normal. Looks like March is the most interesting thing here. So he just kind of like struts over and like kind of like know that thing where like someone much taller than you bends over and so that they're looking at you upside down.
Yes.
Yeah. Like they're just like, hey, March.
March, his eyes have been closed, so you've just seen pitch black in the eye holes of his mask. But one of them opens up, and a big blue eye looks at you. Oh, hi,
Hey, what you doing?
meditating.
Oh, meditating?
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of like rubs his chin and goes, maybe I should have expected that with how you dress, but meditating, isn't that something monks do?
I mean, I am from a temple full of monks, so they taught me how to do this.
Really? That sounds so boring. And he like kind of like sits down on the edge of the fountain.
What are you doing?
It just came into town for a little visit. No one else seems to be around though, so I guess you get the joy of spending time in my amazing company. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. March closes an eye, goes back to meditating.
Nor like Huffson's just like tough crowd, huh? And just sits there for a few moments. You were kind of like looks over at March. It's like, so how long exactly have you been at this?
Sorry, plane passed over. I had to mute for a sec. March doesn't answer right away. Still not opening his eyes. He goes, about an hour now, I think.
And how long do you usually take to meditate?
March kind of shrugs. until I feel like I don't have to anymore, or if I get bored.
And Nor's just kind of like, you know what? That's understandable, fair. Have a good day. And he kind of like just sits at the edge of the fountain and just like kind of like in kind of like boredly looking at March meditating and looking at like birds nearby. There are probably a lot of birds in Dreamer's Crest, not gonna lie.
Probably. I think after a while, after you said that, March still meditate for a while, but after a few minutes, he eventually opens an eye and looks at you and sees that you're still there, and he goes, "Oh, you're still here."
Wow, wait. Wow, no need to be so excited.
You just you said have a nice day, and people who say that usually say that and then leave.
Well, yeah, but and he gestures around the town and looks at Marsh again and goes, "Don't really have anywhere to leave to. Could go to the mountains, but ugh, caves. Also, I think Tia would not Tia, Petra, Petra. I think Petra might actually kill me if I go there alone.
I don't think she would. She might
It's
punch you. She might punch you really hard, but I don't think she would kill you.
have you seen me? And he strikes like a pose. Look at my pretty face. A punch, like punching my face, performing it might as well be a death sentence, March.
March kind of just shrugs. Is being. No, I don't really get it.
What don't you get?
I don't get how bad a single punch can do. Are you that weak?
Mm. And Nor looks somewhat offended at this, but then kind of looks at like March's like arms and is just like, March, you punched through a stone wall in the cave. I can't do that.
You have the fire thing though, don't you?
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to be setting Petra on fire if she punched me. Well, maybe I would, but
Probably shouldn't. She'd
yeah,
probably punch you again.
yeah. I'm kind of sad. Then goes stupid thing about fire. I can probably set like I can defend myself just fine. It's more that it's so permanent and hard to keep from hurting people.
Hmm. I
Then
guess.
again,
No, you go ahead.
oh, then again, I don't suppose like you'd understand that since, and he kind of looks at March and goes, "You don't seem like the kind of person who has to worry about defending himself."
March doesn't comment,
Hmm.
but he does. He'd been looking at you before while you were talking, but he has looked away again. And I don't know if you want to roll insight or not.
Could try.
Yeah,
Could try.
try.
Me out of water, I'm concerned. Okay, your insight is.
Uh,
Ha!
you get nothing. You get
Or
nothing.
yeah.
That's a 4. You get nothing from this. He just looks away
Yeah.
from you after what you said. That's it.
Yeah, Nor's just looking at March, and you hear him like make a clicking noise and murmur something like, "Ah, tunes." Yeah, March for you.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, no, Vamp.
And
No, Vamp. I didn't hear what you said.
oh yeah, Nor was basically just kind of like complaining under his breath about how tunes are so hard to read sometimes.
Ah,
But he just kind of like sighs and like runs a hand through his hair and is just like raising an eyebrow at like March next to him and just, oh, now that now that I've told you all that, mind if I ask you a few questions?
okay.
Yeah, I've been burning of curiosity here. Yes, that is a pun. Yes, he did it. Whether or not he did it on purpose is up to her. But I've
Mm.
been burning of curiosity here. What exactly? what exactly got you to this song? Because you don't seem like the kind of guy who came here just for the reward.
You don't strike me as someone who came to stay.
Well, no, but the house is nice.
Hmm, I guess.
Gets awfully dusty out on the road, sometimes. Man just wants a warm bath and shower.
I guess.
I don't know if you need to shower, but you get the gist.
He shrugs again. March just shrugs again. I'm just here, I guess.
Why? Like, you said you were raised in a monastery, right?
Yeah.
Why leave the temple and all this? Well, it was probably really boring, but why come here of all places?
Well, the monastery did get boring, and I did want to see other things. As for here, and he's gonna very carefully reach into. He's actually gonna uh, come out of the meditating pose and reach into his pocket. This is not something that's in his hammer space. This is something in his pocket, and he pulls out a piece of paper that was torn out from. Looks like it was torn out from an old book, and he holds it up to show Nour, and it's the same thing he'd shown to Tia Dozy. It's basically an old lullaby to it's an old lullaby about Dreamer's Crest.
Out of character fable, you have a lot. Gee, fable.
Hmm?
How?
What? You keep cutting out, my dude.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I was just like, gee, fable. How come Trap House lets you have two lullabies?
Hee hoo. I don't know
Oh,
how. I don't know how it goes.
I think like Nor just like reads through it and kind of hums it under his breath. Like he doesn't know the notes, but he just hums the words under his breath, and it's just like, oh, lullaby. So you came all the way here from this?
Yeah, there. It just made me curious, I guess.
Well, yes, I can't fault you for that. You do know the saying, curiosity and cats, and he kind of brushes his hair out of his face and hands it back
Curios-
to.
Curiosity killed the cat, but satisfaction brought it back.
Well, does this town satisfy you then? Imagine it must if you're still here.
It is nice, but I don't know yet.
Looks at March again. It's just like, and what about everyone else in our merry little party? How do you feel about them?
Hmm. I know the. I know the little kid followed me here because I had food. I don't know how long they'll be staying.
Probably as long as we have food.
Hmm.
But have you seen the amount of stuff Tia cooks?
Yeah, you're probably right. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know Star that well yet. They seem nice.
The little midget, the wizard?
And he looks at you now. Should you be calling him that?
Shit, fuck, I've suddenly forgot. Shit, I forgot. Out of character.
Pat pat.
Al, yeah, Al told me they weren't comfortable with the word, so I'm retconning that. He just called he
The
just
little guy.
like a little guy. It's like, oh, he is a little guy.
I guess. Hmm. I think Grem is nice. So far, anyways.
And
He got as excited about my fingers as I did.
Noor kind of looks at March and kind of like takes this long like draw from their cigarette and it's just like, you know what Graham does
He's
for
a
a living?
he's a merchant, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're a merchant. All right, then like Nor pulls out a column of smoke.
March tilts his head and looks at you, Nour. Just staring at you.
Okay, this is getting creepy. What? Me, I know I have a handsome face, but come on.
Why do you do that?
Do what?
Do the kind of flirty thing.
He cocks his head to one side like a bird, and he's just like, huh. And then he shrugs.
Hmm.
I mean, I look pretty handsome if I do say so myself. He he runs like a hand is there. Is there any shame in just peacocking a little?
I don't know. Seems kind of annoying, though.
Hey, and he's looking at March now, and he looks kind of
I mean,
calling me annoying.
I mean, if you're actually pretty, people will just tell you. You don't need to tell them, they'll just see it.
Mm, actually, roll an insight on that.
Okay. What's my insight?
God, Lewis,
Nice.
I see Lewis in nuts and bolts.
12.
So you know, I'm gonna. God, what do I roll to contest that?
Uh, is he trying to hide it?
No, so I guess it wouldn't be a contest. I think I'm just gonna like considering his deception. I'm just gonna say 12 like 12 does mean that you do see a flash of like emotion across North's face for a second. Just like it doesn't last long, but you could have sworn for a moment that he actually looked kind of sad.
And March, I think it's March's turn to tilt his head. And he just goes, does that not happen to you?
Oh no, a lot of people tell me I'm pretty, and he takes a drag of a cigarette before going. But I'd like to remind man.
Oh. Hmm.
I mean, I've got this really handsome face and really amazing. And he gestures at himself. Might as well flaunt it, eh?
Again, March shrugs. I guess I just don't really see the need.
You know what? That's understandable. And he like blows and then comes looking for a quick. Besides, it makes it easier for me to do my job.
What's your job?
Uh, hmm. And here he kind of like cracks an eye open to look at March and go. So you're not gonna tell Tia, right? I mean, he seems to be under the impression that I'm a paid companion.
Oh. Oh. Are you?
No, no, no. And he like makes the next sign with his arms. Absolutely not. No. That's the only one who does that though. No, call me a con man.
Oh. Okay.
I technically wasn't lying when I told her that I um I redistribute wealth to charity. My own charity.
Technically wasn't lying?
Technically wasn't lying.
Do you think she'll react badly if she finds out the truth?
I don't know. I don't know how she reacts. I don't know why she acts the way she is. I have like what 3 cookie tins from her now.
Yeah. I've got 5.
Oh man, I guess you're a favorite. And he like kind of like jokingly nudges March with his elbow.
That elbow is now covered in ink.
It's fine. He just wipes it off.
March kind of looks away a little bit and just, I she's really scary when I try to say no.
Scary? I mean, I haven't tried to refuse her cookies yet. They're pretty good. Even though she keeps giving me more portions, I don't even eat that much.
Maybe that's why.
Maybe, but also, I really can't eat that much.
I mean, you're real kind, aren't you? Aren't you? Isn't eating really important for you?
Yes, but different people have different stomach sizes and all that. What constitutes as a full meal for me might not be enough for someone else.
Oh.
Besides, again, and he gestures at himself, I don't exactly have much to look around.
Hmm. Well, at least you have extra cookies.
Hmm. And he actually takes one out from his backpack. On his cyberspace because he's not a tune,
Mm-hmm.
and he nibbles on it. So tell me more about this monastery you came from.
Not much to tell. It's in the mountains.
I mean, you were born there, right? Or created? I'm actually not quite sure. With tunes, and either or. Surely you have some things to say about it.
March kind of. He shrugs again. I mean, it's where I was from and where I learned to fight.
Ah, boring. And like Nour just like his cigarette dangles from his mouth and just like, give me the good consonant. Come on, you're telling me that there was never any drama?
What counts as drama?
I don't know, people fighting, people storming out of the monastery, some sordid romantic affair. It looks like
Well,
he actually looks really like excited at the prospect.
well. Hmm. There was the time my friend Paya kicked the head monk in the face.
Oh my fire and brimstone. Yes, that is exactly what I'm talking about. She sounds amazing. And he's like grinning from, from cheek to cheek. Oh my. What did the head monk even do?
Doing, he was just talking. I think I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, I've met a few monks. They're always holier than. No offense to you. They're
What?
usually holier than Tao. Oh, and it's all like, oh, don't enter this holy place, this holy sanctuary, creature of sin or whatever.
Yeah. And March actually just kind of nods along with you in agreement. Yeah, there were definitely people like that at the monastery.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'm just like, haha, what if I just did a little controlled fire? Just a little, just a smidge.
And March actually was like, no, no, I don't do that.
I wouldn't more, but I wouldn't, but the temptation's there. It can get really annoying. The Paya of yours sounds like one of the good ones, though.
Yeah, she was nice. She's the one who taught me how to fight.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And like Norse not Toonkind, unfortunately. I can't do a thought bubble gag with this. But like now he's imagining a second March. He's imagining a second March, and the only thing different is the color of her shirt.
Oh my god. Uh, yeah, she would teach me how to fight while the elder would teach me how to read.
Hmm. Elder? Like
Mm-hmm.
the monk she punched in the face?
No, no, that was the head. That was the head monk. They took over after Elder became too old.
Uh,
Elder was nice.
he kind of tilts his head a little at that. And he noticed the use of was here, but also he's like, do I really want to ask? So he's not asking.
Mm.
It's like, well, she sounds well, and she must be amazing at fighting if she can up with you.
Oh no, she can throw me over a wall. And you actually see March. You actually see a thought bubble go over March's head, and you can actually see the image of a very elderly woman with a shaven head and monk robes, literally picking up March and literally swing tossing him over through a wall.
Oh, so that's where you got it from, huh?
If you can't go over or around, sometimes you have to go through.
And Nour takes the track of the cigarette. It's just like, mark my words, someday we're going to find ourselves in a situation where you will have to throw.
Like the wall?
And here he kind of like considers this, and it's just like, there could be a wall, could be an enemy that's just out of reach. I mean, you guys plan to explore the mountains more, right? Well, I ask is that when it happens, you tell me.
I thought you didn't like the mountain.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm probably not coming unless I'm dragged there. But I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing about what's happening in there. There were a lot of shiny things in there. I think one of us found gem.
Think it was Grim.
Ah, of course, it's him. You know, I tried to haggle with him over the rings I wanted, but he wouldn't even budge an inch. Not even a single gold coin.
Oh no?
No. Hmm.
Oh no. So
Oh no.
sad.
Are you being sarcastic right now?
What?
Are you being sarcastic right now?
March shrugs.
Ugh, you're so hard to read with that mask on.
Oh. Sorry, I guess.
Mm, don't apologize. It's fine. And he's just like kind of waves it off. Or he takes another like try cigarette and goes. Anyway, I do have almost enough saved up to get those rings. I just need one more gold coin. Thinking of going to Petra after this and seeing if she'd lend me one.
Hmm. What rings?
Oh, and he perks up a little, and before going, they're a pair of iron rings. They look like gold, and they're rings of fortune and misfortune.
March thinks on that for a moment. So, one gives you fortune and the other misfortune. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm planning on keeping the fortune one for myself, and wanting the misfortune one on the first rich asshole who tries to ask me out and not take no for an answer.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm. And the way it works is that as long as someone else is wearing the misfortune ring, I get fortune.
Huh. I guess whoever asks you out learns to take no for an answer then.
Mm-hmm. And he grins.
Do a lot of people ask you out and not take no for an answer?
Not an unquell. Most everyone here is pretty cordial, but you always have those few bad eggs, and well, those few I tend to rob or con or scam.
March nods, understanding.
Mm-hmm. And I actually got these coins, and he pats like the he
Vamp,
pats
your
the
mic's getting. Is something
oh
rubbing against your mic?
oh yeah oh shit it was rubbing against my pillow.
Ah,
He's just like he just like just like Pat. Most everyone in Ninquil is pretty decent, honestly. It's not really like that back in Firima
oh.
or any of the other real kind lands.
Are most real kind not cordial?
He makes a seesaw motion. Is that he? It's the case with you can't really make a generalization like that, where one race is more cordial than the other, or whatever. A few exceptions, but um, humans are more accepting. I'll say that much.
Huh.
I wouldn't call it more polite, just more accepting.
Hmm.
Actually, have you even talked to a real kind before you met me and Graham?
A few. There were a few real kind at the monastery.
A real kind said a Toonkind monastery?
Sure.
Huh.
They
What
didn't.
kind of monastery even? What kind of monastery was that even?
I guess. I guess we were one that really accepted anyone. Usually the people who came in are obviously monks, but we had a lot of wizards as well.
Ah, are any sorcerers or bards?
Few. Bards usually didn't stay. They usually like to stop by, drop off a song, and then go.
Ah, that's usually the case with bards. And you actually see Nour like rummage around in his backpack for a second before he pulls out a lyre.
Are you a bard?
No, but I do like playing the lyre.
Are you any good?
I like to think so, and he's actually gonna play on it for a bit. And do I roll performance for
Roll
this?
performance.
Okay, that's a 17.
Yeah, you play pretty good.
Yep.
March watches for a bit, and you are pretty good. So I think after a while, his eyes start to sparkle a little bit. And now this is where, and now then he goes into his hammer space. Okay, and he pulls out a set of bagpipes.
Nord stops playing for a second as he stares. And then he looks at March and he's just like, "You play that?
Well, I mean, I'm not. I don't think I'm good, but I like them.
Come on, give it a try. You can't say that and not."
And this is where I roll performance. People,
God, I
please
know for a
know that
fact.
charisma is March's dump stat. He has a
I know.
-3 to performance.
I know.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
15.
it's actually pretty
It
decent.
wasn't bad. I think what makes up he's not a skilled player. If you gave him a musical sheet, he would not know what to do with it. But he's had these set of bagpipes around long enough, and he does genuinely like them. That that he makes up for it. He makes up for it with enthusiasm, essentially.
Yeah. And
He
Nor
plays
like
it
claps.
very loud though.
Yeah. Nor claps very politely after you're finished, but also it's like, you know that tune gag when you like blow on bagpipes or a tuba and like the hair is like sticking up now?
Yeah,
It's not a tune, but since March is a tune, I say the gag happened anyway.
yeah, yeah. It's a tune effect. It's the effect of being in proximity to a tune.
Eh.
March at the end of it, just kind of at you clapping. He actually squints a little bit, which you can assume is the closest thing he has to a smile with the mask on.
Yeah, and he's just like, that wasn't that bad. Pretty loud, dude. I get why you wouldn't play that in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah, I like them because they feels like a hug. He says as he squeezes the bagpipes in his arms. These are like some sizable bagpipes, by the way, that he can just like hug as he's playing them.
Aw. And Nora's just kind of like looking at them and just like, huh, did someone give you these bagpipes?
Uh, no, I found them. They were left out at the monastery, and no one came to pick them back up. I did wait, but no one came for them, so
Well, they're yours then. It's like waves his hand. That's that.
I hope whoever they belong to first doesn't miss them.
Oh, trust me, if someone left an instrument as big as bagpipe at a monastery, chances were they weren't planning on returning for it.
March will put them back into his hammer space, which you can see is actually just him shoving the bagpipes into his arm, and it just slurps back into his body.
Nor is just like he doesn't even blink, man. It's just like this might as well happen. Tunes are already so goddamn weird.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a little like song, plays like a few notes on his lyre for a few moments, or going. Wait, my brain just died. Give me a second. Yeah. Plays a few notes on his lyre before going. Well, I would say that your meditation has been truly ended by now.
Yeah. It was getting kind of boring.
And he gives like a grin. It's just like, oh, what are you gonna do now?
March shrugs.
Me, like out of character, just like God, I wish I could offer a spar to March. I know for a fact that Nour himself wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's very aware of like his age.
Yeah, March could very easily punch this guy into next week.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, we have done like spars between the two. And if March pulls like the first punch, there is like a very high likelihood that Nour can like
Yeah. Yeah.
really comes down to luck and damage rules.
Yeah. But for now.
Now, the only thing I can think of is like Nora actually looking at the view of the birds on the trees and like just whistling like few bird calls.
I think March watches Noor do this. Do you like birds?
Yeah, yeah, of course I do. Anyone who likes birds has really good taste. That's what I think. You can roll inside actually.
Alright.
15. He's smiling, like he's smiling in a way that suggests that this is something of an inside joke to him, but he's not elaborating.
I think March just stares at him for a while and gonna take a leap here. I think March is gonna take a leap here. Are you a bird?
Hold on. He looks back at March and like goes, "What, me, a bird? No, I'm like very clearly human."
March just
I mean,
shrugs.
I guess I do. I mean, I guess I have had my fair comparisons with peacocks and all, you know. And he winks.
Guess just how you said that is kind of how you compliment yourself.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And March nods.
Weird. And he kind of shrugs and looks back at the birds. I mean, he seems like he's telling the truth.
Seems like it. I mean, if you'd let me roll again, but
I mean, you could contest that deception.
you know what? Yeah, why not? What's my?
I know for a fact that March has really good wisdom, so I'm looking at this.
It's not his strongest stat. He is a physically capable monk. But that said, his wisdom isn't bad. So and he has proficiency on insight. So
Yeah, I'm looking.
20.
Oh my god!
That was the 22.
Yeah. I will say, because it's only 4 points higher, you can't be sure? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, he's...
That was a 22, Vamp. Is he lying?
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, like, you, like, like it seems like you, because remember they also don't know each other very well yet.
No, this is
Is the
true.
thing.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, I will say that it's really hard to like tell completely because you don't really have a baseline for when what Nour is like when they're telling a truth. But there's like this what like you're like you're sure that they're lying. You think they're lying.
Hmm. Gonna roll. Gonna roll a d2. Okay. Uh, Nor, while you're whistling at birds, I think March is gonna stand up and just give your shoulder a pat, and he just goes, "Okay, I won't tell anyone." And March starts walking away.
I'm gonna roll something for Nour real quick. Oh boy.
What was
Okay.
that?
That was a whiz save.
It was a whiz save for what?
Uh, well, March has already walked away, so March does not see anything.
Do I get to see? But does me Fable get to see something? To the audience?
Yeah, because when March said that and walked away, that Nour's smile just fell away, and like for one very long moment, he looked absolutely scared.
Oh,
Nope, he's back to normal. He's
just
smoking the cigarette.
do you want to roll insight,
On who?
March?
March. Sure. Plus two inside, Fable. Oh, that's actually not.
March wasn't lying to you. He's not gonna tell anyone.
Yeah, but also, still, still doesn't feel good.
Hmm. Well, March is walking
Anyway,
away now.
yeah. Anyway, Fable, I am throttling you. Fucking that piece of lore.
Hey, I did not listen. I was
Yes.
taking a fucking leap, okay? You
I
said
know.
you're the
I
one
know.
who said it like that.
I know. I know. I know. That's. I mean, like in fairness, I didn't expect you to roll so high on insight.
Neither
Good
did
time.
I. Neither did I. I was
No.
I was fully expecting to fail that insight and let it
And
go.
to everyone listening, by the way, the reason why I wasn't expecting March to roll high enough inside the contest Nor is because Nor has a +7 in deception.
And Marge only has a +4 in insight.
But the dice really went.
Wow.
The dice really went. You come here and help him at gunpoint.
Well,
Well, it's fine. Everything is fine.
everything's
Nor's
fine.
gonna be avoiding March and avoiding March a lot, and considering not coming back to Reaver's Crest.
Oh no.
But everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything will be fine.
Everything's fine. I think March has actually walked away with this with a nicer view of Nor than he did before.
God, I did not expect the FTS to go this way.
Because honestly, March kind of just thought Nor was a tool, but
He is kind of cool.
I mean, he is still kind of a tool. He is kind of still silly in March's eyes, but not in so much of a negative way as March had before.
Yeah. Marcy puts it towards best March. That was nice, but I need to leave and never come back.
Oh. Well,
I mean, he probably calmed down eventually because he did roll like pretty good insight on like March and could tell that March meant it. But also, it's still not very nice to know that someone just saw through him like that. Like he has proficiency in deception for a reason.
No, I know. Also, Nor, you have a partial inky handprint on your shoulder now.
Yeah, it's fine. He'll wipe that off.
Yeah.
And I think like if that's where we want to end the FPS, we could always just end it on Nor like wiping it off and murmuring and just be fire and brimstone. I might have to invest in more for napkins at this.
I think that is a good place to end it on.
Yeah.
Well, that went not quite how we were expecting. But thank you all for listening.
Yeah, thank you. I was expecting March to get madder at Nour than he did.
Honestly, me too, but it didn't happen.
He didn't
Anyways,
say a specific thing that would have set March off.
oh
But
no, because Nour didn't say it. But after this, considering what I now know, I will be willing to share that with you. But for now, in terms of FPS, thank y'all for listening. I'm gonna end the recording now. See y'all
well,
later.
I'll see y'all in 30 minutes when me and Abby do our FPS.
Bye.